TheSoUG. It's in the way I talk, TheSoUG. From my head to my feet, TheSoUG. What you get is what you see, TheSoUG. It's in the way I walk, TheSoUG. It's in the way I talk, TheSoUG. From my head to my feet, TheSoUG. What you get is what you see, TheSoUG. I'm TheSoUG.
Yeah, welcome to another episode of the TheSoUG podcast. My name is the Myth, Mr. TheSoUG, and right now, happy to have this gentleman here, rapper, representing Uganda, straight from Rubaga, lyricist, award winner, now doubling into singing. We're going to find out what's going on. Tucker HD, what's good, what's going on? Hey, but guys, when I say someone's name, you clap or something, man. Come on. What's wrong with you? What up,
I'm good, man. Pleasure to be here, man.
Unruly humans. Just thinking. What's good, man?
Good, man. Chilling.
Listen, man, I have questions. I don't want you to see them. I would have called Buffalo, but I behave. I have questions, but like, let's start from the start, the tippity top. So, what was Tucker HD doing before the Talent Africa Urban Star Search? This is 2011.
It was 2011.
What was Tucker HD doing? How did you get into rap? What was going on at that time?
It's a very... Damn! This is really the start. Because Tucker HD by then, I think I was in my vacation. My S6 vacation. I was just home being unruly, stressing everyone.
As it should be.
As it should be. So I was doing those little freestyles here and there because when all you have is time.
Yeah. I remember you had that tape. The one verse I remember was the Fabulous.
You be killing her. Yeah.
So that who are you rapping with at that time? What's the energy like? What's going on?
I was really just rapping with my boys from school.
Yeah.
With my boys from school, but it was, I think now by then I didn't even own a laptop. So it was like I had to move from Rubaga to Makere. I had a friend there who had his little own separate room away from the house. So we'd just link up, record freestyles really for no good, just to share amongst ourselves. So around that time is when I heard about the Star Search.
How did you hear about the Star Search? Because I didn't even hear about it. That's how happy I am.
I was watching Mackenzie on Jam Agenda by then.
Okay.
So I think it was a Wednesday when they aired. They're like, oh guys, there's a show on Saturday. Come through and do your thing. And I had a bias from those talent competitions. Because from back in school, I think I'd enrolled in about two of them. First one is when I met Enigma. I think the second one is when I met Big Chill. I didn't do so well. It's actually one where I was so confident. I get on there, they put me with the Luger Flow guy. They're like, where are you from? I'm like, I'm from Smack. Very confident. They're like, so you go first. I'm like, no, let him go first. Let him go. Oh my God. This guy breaks into weird Luger Flow. There was no way back. Yes.
Oh, wow.
There was no way back. He had like support from his school guys over there. So I was biased, but someone told me just go for it, man.
But you were biased because you thought you were the hot sheet.
No, I knew I was. I just wasn't sure how to prove it yet. Yes.
So the Urban Star Search happens. And I remember when we came in. So initially it was supposed to be individuals. It wasn't supposed to be a group. It was supposed to be individual acts. And I just remember you, Libok, Martha. There was that Luganda guy. Who was that guy?
He was called MC Kedford.
Where is that guy? Because I was like, that guy is a problem. Whoever that guy is. But anyway, it was you guys. And I remember I kept telling, when we were asked our opinion, we said, well, that guy has to be in, right? But then they had to have a female in the thing. And I was like, well, okay. But that guy being you and MC Kidford, I was like, those two guys have to be in, like, regardless. And tell us about, first of all, tell us about that competition, that Stir Search, that one, and also tell us about what did you learn from it? What did you learn from it? Because I feel like when you guys came out as Airport Taxi, you guys were like, okay, cool, we've got it, we figured it out, let's run. So what did you learn from it?
First and foremost, that was like one of the craziest moments of my life.
Yeah.
Because going for that competition, I decided it was on a whim. That same day is when I decided to go. Someone like, no, just, where is it, Rouge? Just go see what happens. I get in there, they're telling me there are 300 people there. I'm like, oh my God. There are 300 people? You're late? Yeah. So it's like, I get in there and the judges, I think that was Sammy, right? Talent Africa. Yeah. Shout out Sam. Mackenzie was there. Yeah. What was the third person? I think Josh Omazune. So I get there and they tell me, you have 30 seconds to impress me or just go away. And I'm like,
not even a verse, Sam.
I'm like, what do you mean? At the entrance, they're telling me you have like 2 minutes. So I'm here and you're like, you have 30 seconds, nigga.
Yeah, right.
So, I know, man. So surprisingly, I think I rapped for about a minute. Because I could see the faces change, so it was super friendly. I made it through then. I think they had 2 more months of that. They broke it down into stages. But it was a whole learning experience for me because
if you're initially rapping with your friends, it's like those are 64 bars.
Yeah.
Then you come and now it's like studio work.
But now it's
you
have to impress. I think that's a conversation I had with you briefly. Yeah. You might not remember it very well, but it really helped me. Not necessarily that one. Yeah. But there's this approach you really brought out of me, like, yeah, you can rap, but then like so can other people. Yeah. So it's like, make a point. Make sure every time you rap you make a point. Yeah. And that was one of the times it really came out, because I'm like, there's so many other people. What are you going to do? You have to stand out. Yes. Make everything count. Yeah. So we were all worried. Yeah. Libo Kanai, because we were like, Ketford is gone. He's ahead of us. Yeah, that so now
was a little. Where is he?
Man, I think shortly after that he stopped making music. Then he went like really low. I haven't even heard from him in like a couple of years.
That guy was a great talent. But now we're going to talk. Now Airport Taxi happens.
Yeah. So
Airport Taxi happens at the same time as... What's wrong with this guy? Airport Taxi happens same time as...
Camp Mula.
And unfortunately, while you guys are trying to create an Airport Taxi brand, you're now being put up against a brand that, because I think Camp Mula had already gone, it had already taken off.
Yes.
But then now you guys, unfortunately, you're being put up against them, and you're like, yo, how was that for you? And also, how was the Airport Taxi experience? What was it supposed to be? Was it supposed to be an album, a mix? What was going on? Because also us, we were on the outside, whenever we were needed, we'd pull up, and then we'd ride off. So what was it? What was going on with that?
I think it's just one of those moments the organizers, Talent Africa, built, but they couldn't really fathom what they were putting together. Yeah. And it just got more exciting. So with everything developing, like you said, when the competition started, they were looking for a winner in R&B and a winner in hip hop. So it was supposed to be individual. Yeah. But when it got to the final stages, they're like, you know what?
Ooh, like, you can't do it. We just said you can't.
What if we did a group? Yeah. Right? So even with the group, like initially they were like, we'll start out with a few singles, see where it goes. Yeah. But like the more music we made, they're like, no, let's actually hold on to these people. Let's see what they would do with an album. Let's see what they would do with all this coverage and stuff they try to provide. So personally, I felt like the whole Camp Mula thing was a blessing in disguise. Okay. I felt like it was a stepping stone because musically, I felt like they had built that chemistry, that they knew each other or something. Yeah. Now for us, we're just people who had met at a competition and been put together. but I always felt like we had an edge musically.
You guys were definitely more hardcore. They were. It was like very lovey-dovey. You guys were not that. You guys were not that. And even just at the end of it, you guys individually, you're really not that. Like, so, so it was always good to come on. But yeah, you'll say so.
Yeah, so I felt like that was a whole blessing in disguise that we probably could have made
a lot bigger buzz.
Yeah, taken more advantage of, but it happened the way it did.
St. Nelly said, I hit him up. I said, yo, I'm interviewing Tucker. St. Nelly said, had 2 questions for you. What happened with airport taxi? Since we're here, talking about them, what happened? What happened with airport taxi? Because I remember we had we were at the same showcase one night at Silk. I think it was a Nokia thing. And I remember there was so much drama with you guys, and I'm trying to get on stage, and I'm like, yo, fam. And you were like, yo, no, this. And I'm like, can you guys get money, then trip after the fact? You know what I'm saying? But then even then, after that, it was like, no, these guys come to interviews, and do you guys, what happened? The personalities in jail? What was going on?
Yes. Surprising, this question is coming from Nedison because I think he would know. But I'll be as honest as I can, man. With groups, man. That's why you people watching, you have to commend these guys, because groups, whatever groups, even family, be it it's hard. Yeah. The personalities always come to the foreground, and I feel like it's very important in such situations for like everyone's priorities, everyone's plans, everyone's goals to be aligned. I feel like that's what happened with Airport Taxi. Yeah. What the blessing and how we were formed eventually came back to bite us, because we were just young kids who love to make music, and
individuals. And now forced to be.
So we got blessed. We got this opportunity to. I'm like, yeah, sure, let's go for it. But after a while, after a couple of years, there were some things that just were not gelling well amongst all 3 of us. The timekeeping sometimes was off.
Horribly off. I'm sorry.
No. To be honest, there are some things like you really.
We would do, and how it was. It was like, they'll say, hey, airport tax is coming, and we'll be like, of course, by all means, because these are our people. So if we are there an hour early, but you guys are before us, where the hell are you? But then also clearly you and Martha still make music together.
Yeah.
So what happened? Because I mean, there's songs, we've heard songs that are, they take shots at people. What happened? Is it possible to fix it? Is it gone? What's going on?
I don't think I've heard any song. I'm quick to snip those out. I would have, but to be very honest, I think it's gone. Yeah, I think it's gone because, like I said, for me there are some things that were negotiable, like the whole time thing. It was really something we could fix if our intentions just aligned. Yeah. But it reached a point where it kind of became personal. There were some traits we failed to agree on. Because that time when the Kapmula guys split, I called a meeting. I don't like meetings. I hate meetings. I feel uncomfortable. Yeah. I called a meeting. I'm like, guys, this is time for us to turn it out. Yeah. This is our opportunity. And we were so lucky because I think that's the time the 808s videos on Trace. Yes. I was like, let's do another one. Yeah. Guys are like, it's not even a month. I'm like, yes, that's what I want to do. Now let's have 2
twice, double time,
same time. And the energies were not matched. There's some people who at that time were expecting other things. They want salary increases. They want privileges. I'm like, no, this is the time to work. I feel like even now, trying to revive that will just
because it was never resolved. So
it was never resolved. Yeah.
I know to ask the second question.
Go for it, man. Go for it. Yeah.
Okay, did you and Martha ever smash?
Ah, no, never.
You know the listening stuff. And it's like he had it, and you guys still work together.
Ah, no, man.
Yeah.
Martha, man. There's so much respect for Martha.
I know.
I can't even.
I told him, I said I can't ask it. He said it was. So I just have to ask it. Okay, but then so with the airport taxi still happening, you as Tucker, all I remember was you as Tucker, you kept doing projects, individual projects. So you did have the mixtape projects. You had the high definition project. You had
so high definition, then Tucker Tuesdays.
The Tucker Tuesday, yes.
Compilation, yeah.
But then this was all in airport taxi period.
Yes.
Why did you feel like that was still necessary, even though you still have this huge machine behind you? And I felt like those songs, even if you recorded with Sam, they were never promoted by TA, if I'm not mistaken.
No, they weren't.
Yeah. So I'm like, why did you feel the need to build that brand and carry? Did you really think like we're done, or like what was going on?
Done with what?
No, as in, because if I have a big machine carrying me, I'm never going to try and divert and try and build my own thing. You know what I'm saying? So did you think the airport taxi was never going to fully happen?
Not really. I think it's just because when we got signed, there's a certain audience it kind of opened me up to.
Yeah.
And I felt like, again, there was that opportunity because by the time I got signed, there were those freestyles. I think I'd played for you some.
Yes.
But then
there was something. It was like a project. I don't know.
Yes, but then it was like a 5 songs kind of thing I was putting together with my boys. But when I signed, there were opportunities. I could re-record some of that stuff, so I had studio time, and I felt like
these verses were better.
I felt like
a proper studio.
Yes, and then I felt like also with airport taxi, it's like there was so much bureaucracy. We have to. You can only rap for 16, and then Libo can have the other 16, and then you guys have to agree on it, and then 2-3 weeks before a song is decided upon, and I'm like, no, I want this now. So I made sure they were cool with it. Me just doing my stuff on the side. I was like, you guys don't even need to push this. I just need to keep myself going. And
I'm a rapper. Okay, so those mixtapes, they were quite many. I have the High Definition, the Tucker Tuesdays. You became like a mixtape guy after that. You had is it June or July?
It's July. July with an I.
Why? What was the significance of that project in particular? First of all, I felt like that was like so away from what you had been doing.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's something that you were trying to tell us with it. What was it? Also, you spelled it Juli.
Yes. It was dying inside. To be honest, it's a very weird project because I'm sure so many people noticed before July, like there's so much space. It arrived like right in the middle of block. I think I didn't put out anything for like a year before I released July. And it was really just a stamp of where I was at the moment. That's why I release it as a project. It's not a mixtape. It's really just verses.
Also, you have never promoted it.
Yeah.
It's just there.
Yeah, it was really just me trying to get back into the whole feel of recording music.
To rock music on you?
It has no rock music on there.
I know, but I'm just like, that sounds like it was mad crazy. Just like, I just remember the project. I was like, this is different.
Yeah, it was different.
What was going on? He has to speak, no?
But that's the music that's on my phone, though. That's the music that was on my phone.
What was going on is the question. What was happening with Tucker at that time? Also Tucker, who was known for releasing and recording. You had Tucker Tuesdays. So every Tuesday there was something happening with Tucker. What happened for you to be like, okay, damn it, let me dead this block? You said it was a 1 year. There was
thing. There was. I think I just was not aligned.
Yeah.
Because there was stuff happening in my personal life.
Yeah.
And then I think that was also shortly after the beef situation where there was just this whole anger, like in everything I tried to write. I had a beef situation somewhere around 2016, right? So there's this you would know. But yeah, I just had this whole anger and everything I tried to write. So it was a decision I made with Sam. I'm like, you know what, let me just lay off the whole writing for a bit. Let me just calm down. So July was the first thing I wrote, like after a year.
You think man as a main question. But anyway, let's get
Wait, which one?
No problem. So you have had moments in UJ hip hop. As part of a group, but your individual moments, you have had moments like Burn. The Meek Mill Burn, you dropped this thing. I mean, I think that's the thing that pulled Uganda hip hop to Twitter, if I'm not mistaken. Because while on Facebook we did have the groups, there was this, like everyone was quoting what was happening with Burn. What was Burn? What brought up Burn? How did that come up? What inspired it? Because I'm like you, right? We have these moments where you're just like, I'm going to write 9 million bars.
Yeah.
And each line is going to hit. Right? But then it's always inspired by something. What inspired it? I think that was the first time a lyrical guy had gone viral. Well, no, Enigma had done that especially with his verse "Hustler's Night." But then, but that was a song, you know. But then you had this moment where it was just this Meek Mill beat that you took and destroyed. What caused it? What inspired it? Why?
Burn. This is gonna sound so strange because Burn started out as a 16 I failed to finish. It started out as a 16 I failed to finish. I think I recorded it. I was still at uni, so I leave uni. I was probably stressed that day. I come studio, record this verse, but then Sam tells me, he's like, the end is
Yeah, because at that time also we were doing those ends.
It was still needed to fix. Yeah. So I record that 16 and Sam is like, the end is not the one. And then I'm not going to let you fix it here. So come back Sunday. Today's like Tuesday. Come back Sunday. So I go back. I'm fighting with the end. I'm just writing more stuff. I'm fighting with the end, trying to get it right. End up with another 50 bars or something. Get there Sunday, record it. It was actually a very moody day because I recorded it and it didn't seem to be getting any kind of reaction from Sam. Was like, yeah, okay.
Yo, I hate Sam. The nigga doesn't react.
No, but I feel like it's like you have to get to know him. You have to get to know him. When you're a new guy and then it freaks you out. You're like,
you're fire with the.
That's the thing. So he's giving me no reaction. I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, this.
He's feeling it.
He's like, yeah, okay, this is cool. Then he walks out. He leaves it on replay. Then he walks out. I'm like, okay.
You're like, what am I hearing?
So I go and peek, and he's just sitting there on his phone, outside. Then after 5 minutes, he'd come in, tweak something, and go back outside. Then he comes back in. He went on like that for 30 minutes, right? Comes back in, saves, and then exports. So I'm watching it and I'm like, he's probably giving me a demo, which he never does. Somehow he's giving me demos because he doesn't want me to get attached to it. Exactly. So he's like, do you have a flash? I'm like, yeah, I have a flash. What up? He's like, yeah, so the song is done. I'm like, what do you mean? Are we done recording? No, it's done. I'm done with it. I have nothing else to do on it.
Yeah, it's good to go.
So I'm like, this guy.
Sam is frustrated.
So we sit there like in total silence because I was shocked. I thought I had like this is the hardest stuff I've ever written. I'm very excited about it. And he's like, yeah, it's done. Like, cool. Like, can we watch something else? So I'm like, this guy.
He said, "Can we watch something else?"
You know that was basically the MO was giving me. Like, this is done. Like, so I'm all in shock for like 30 minutes. And I'm like, you know what? Let me leave this place. I don't feel welcome here anymore. And I step out of the studio, and on the veranda, I send you a text.
Yeah.
I send Enigma a text there that same day. I'm like, guys, I've recorded this, but I didn't even know how dope it was then.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to know was like, man, this guy's telling me it's done. We've just recorded it. Like, I didn't see him do any fancy stuff, putting out the waves and stuff. Like, I didn't see anything. But he's telling me it's done. Yeah. So can you guys like let me know what you think?
Yeah.
I sent the text. I was so afraid because I really felt like it wasn't done. I even switched off my phone. So I send the text, I switch off my phone, and I go home and sleep. Yeah. This is like 5 p.m. Sleep.
Sunday.
I wake up at like 8 p.m. Check my texts. These guys haven't responded. I'm like, this shit is really, ooh, that's. So I'm like, okay.
Enjoy some football, beveraging in the family.
I'm like, yeah, this is the worst thing I've ever done. So like, I think like an hour later, I open my Facebook.
Yeah.
First post I see is from you. Yeah. Second post is from Enigma, and they both are like, guys.
Stop whatever you're doing.
It's Sunday. Tucker has something coming. But if you're releasing next week, just go. I'm like...
Just leave it.
So with Burn, man, I feel like it was just one of those moments, but you can't place it to just one moment. I feel like everything was just aligned. Everything just worked organically. Yeah. That was
that song, I remember the track.
Yeah.
And then said, hey, we're getting all this commotion from Nigeria.
Yes.
Also, Uganda, leave East Africa. Uganda, we had this thing. It's just Uganda. We're doing the Uganda thing. Right? Hot 100 will play, maybe. But that's it. Then it's just flying around on SoundCloud, on WhatsApp and all this. And now it's like, oh no, these Nigerian guys want to know what the hell are you guys Ugandans drinking? And all of us were just like, it's not us, this is one cat. You know, so it was top moments. But you also had Calm Before the Storm.
Yes.
Also, you said this on a Sunday. So I'll tell you how this whole thing started. I interviewed Timothy Code. I interviewed Code on my TV show at that time. And as a rapper, I'm not mad at what he's saying. Right? I'm not mad at what that's the thing about it. I'm not mad about what he's saying. Many people said I instigated. I didn't. I asked a rapper, who inspires you? And he said, no one. I think I'm top. Right? And here's the thing about it. At that time, he had every fucking right to feel that way. Absolutely. He absolutely did. He had... I said there's two things that was happening, right? Especially between you and him. Like I said...
I'm laughing at Karen. Karen, that's something you would say. That's something you would say.
No, he is one of the best songwriters, period. Right? You are one of the best barbarians, period. Right? So in my head, I was just like, when he says, I'm that guy, I believe it because he had shut it down. He had a song with A-Pass. He had figured it out. He had figured out a formula that worked beautifully for the young guys. So when I asked him that, I expected that. Funny thing is, I expected that.
Yeah.
Right? But when I said, no, there has to be someone who inspires you, who you look at in your age group, and you point at and you're like, this guy is fire. So I said, there has to be Tucker. There has to be Benny Black. There has to be, I think I even said
those Benazeri.
Yeah. You guys at that time was so, you were like, you guys were going nuts.
Yeah.
So I was like, these kids are going busy. one of them has to inspire you. Then he said what he said, and I was like, I don't think you should say that. And I remember we talked off air, and I said, yo, I don't think you should say that. But my brother DJ Crib said, you should say that.
Of course.
You know, Crib is stupid, man. Crib, we love you.
Shout out Crib, man.
Shout out Crib, man. You know, but what happened after that, regardless of who won, who didn't, whatever, what I like about that moment was you guys were like, okay, we're cool. Because you guys were cool. I mean, we're done, shut it down. But you guys were actually cool. Right? But what I liked about it is, can you stop swinging that chair? What I liked about it was you and him were like, okay, let's go, let's rap, right? Unfortunately, she was rapping after Calm Before the Storm, you know. So Calm Before the Storm. Is anyone in your head? What is going on? Because I remember you guys. I said what I told you guys. I said, hey, when I finished, I said, hey, guys, is this stuff? I think it's nothing. Because I had to protect the fact that I'm cool with all of you. I don't want it to seem like I'm insulting.
You're picking sides or anything, yeah.
Right? I'm like, hey, I like both you guys. You guys are my guys. But then there's some stuff that's being said, and I don't know how you're going to react. You said, okay, cool. When you guys watch TV, then that's because Benny Black reacted Monday.
Yeah, he did.
Benny Black reacted Monday.
Black Monday.
Yeah, but it was all right. Until Tuesday. Like Monday was charged up. Like, I feel like you guys set us up, and now see how you two maneuver. I think it was actually you guys setting us up, like making us feel like So Calm Before the Storm. When did you start writing it? Because I remember you sent it to us on Sunday.
No, I didn't.
You sent it to us on Sunday.
No.
You sent it to myself.
No.
You created a WhatsApp group.
And I never do. That's why I actually remember. I remember the whole the whole
Exactly.
flow of
And
events.
the funny thing about it is, us guys are Sunday. Our guys are going to the beach. We're going some gallus.
Oh,
Myself, Billy B. Samara.
I
Create a WhatsApp group.
yeah.
Throw us in it.
Yeah.
Send a song. Get out of the group.
Yeah.
And take your phone. What's your taking your phones
Yeah.
off on Saturdays?
Yeah. I think I get it now. I think maybe this is why you think it was a Sunday. It was a public holiday. Yes, it was NRM Day.
Yes.
Yes.
My show came on Saturday.
Yes.
Blizzard came
On Monday, and my show came on Tuesday. Yes.
So when did you send it?
Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Yes, because this is what happened, yeah? So after watching the show, that's when I had that conversation with Benny. And
You planned your move.
not necessarily, because you see, for me, by then, I really was trying to be... You guys, I think the show was recorded on a Thursday, yeah? Recorded Thursday. So Friday is when I'm trying to get the details of what happened.
But there's no details.
Code, yes. Everyone is telling me, just watch the show, you know? So I'm like, cool, stay out of it. Watch the show Saturday night.
Yeah.
So that's when I'm having the conversation with Benny. I actually recorded just a clip of...
I remember there was a clip that I received on WhatsApp. I'm like,
no,
yes,
that's
that's
not the...
recording.
Okay.
Said, yes, that's me on the show. Like, I said it was on my show. I don't know where I'm receiving a text of my show.
So, I'm getting all these reactions from Benny. And he's kind of making it seem like I missed something. I'm like, I still don't think I need to react to this. Because, yeah. That was my approach to it. That was my initial approach to it. I'm like, okay, Code, I said so and so. Like, it's cool.
Also, guys, let's be honest. I need to back Code because number one, he's a September brother.
Okay.
And also, he did his birthday is right after my birthday, but he didn't say anything wrong. You would say the same thing if I asked you, which I'm going to ask you anyway.
Yes, but you see, I can say I rap better than Karen without making it disrespectful. Without saying, if it was Drake and Meek Mill,
Yes.
and I'm like,
And the thing is, because I know Sam is your nigga.
yeah, of course.
I know how you and Sam are when Drake and Meek come out. I just knew. I said, You see, the problem is with all this. There's nothing wrong with you saying it. It's just that you said Drake. I said Drake. I said, Drake, Meek,
but
Big Sean. And he said, I'm Drake, he's Meek.
But then you see, like, there was something else actually, because I remember this very well, because the initial question, the first person you mentioned was Benazeri.
Yes,
and he was.
Remember,
if
we're being honest,
yeah.
right? So at that time, Benazeri has 3 concerts under his belt.
Yeah, and 2 albums.
2 albums. He has a song in a movie, possibly in a movie.
Zukuka's going crazy.
But the thing about it is, as an MC, Tucker.
Yeah.
As an MC, you have to feel how you feel.
Yeah, but
regardless of what moves a guy is doing. Tucker, let's be honest.
Yeah.
If I told you right now, yo, Fig for Maker is hot, you would say no.
What? Why would I say no?
I would say he's hotter than you. You'd say no.
No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
Hot? No. What's the definition of hot?
You see, now he's asking me this question.
Because
as a rapper, I'm saying.
Okay, to be honest, I'll tell you, yes, he's hot, but I rap better than him. So there it's like, yeah.
So and that's the thing about it, which is what I said in that moment. I said, and here's the thing though, even with Benazeri doing what he was doing, Code was making better music.
Yes.
As a whole.
Agreed.
So he had every right to feel that way, because it's like, yeah, Benazeri has his concerts. Yeah, Tucker raps his ass off. Yeah, Blizzak goes busy, because I think Blizzak had dropped what was it? The mixtape, the
Black Swits.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he just dropped that. Yeah, but he's like, I'm sitting down, and I'm also, that's going to happen if you work with Josh
SB. Yeah,
he's going to say, okay, that's cool that you can rap like that, but what is the whole song sounding like? Like Sam is going to be like, that's cool that you can rap like that, and I know now you're understanding Sam, because he's going to be like, yeah, but what's the whole song sounding like, right? So he had every right to feel that way.
Yeah, but thing is, when the question is posed and you're like, do you rap? Okay, Benazeri, are you better than Benazeri? When you threw the Benazeri name in front of him, and he's like, I see, that's my guy from, UCU, whatever. And then you're like, okay, Tucker. And then that's when he jumped out. He's like, Tucker. So that was the difference. That's how I was looking at it. Like, I was like, hey. I was like, no, Code, you hit me up last week. We were working on a song.
Oh, snap.
Something in a blue dress, something with Martha and him. We were talking about it the previous week. So I'm like, so why is he saving Benazeri then throwing me under the bus? I'm like, no, just be like, yeah, those are my guys, but I rap better than them. Don't say, Benazeri is cool. That's my guy. We went to school together. Then Tucker, if he's Meek Mill. I'm like, hey, my guy. Wait a minute. Woo.
Oh my God. I need to know this. So hey, can this man get on the podcast? But wait, so what? Okay, where are you guys right now? Because years have gone by. Get off it. Years have gone by. You guys, I swear, we were in a lift together. Myself, Navio, you, Code. We were in a lift together. And you guys are there like...
That was a very tense, 10 seconds.
Was it? Because we were like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I know, man.
Where are you guys right now? Because I'm sure you're older. It's gone past it. He's achieving all this success. You guys are achieving all this success. He's about to get back into it. Where are you guys? Like, right now? How do you say? I mean, what's the relationship like right now? Because you need actually.
Okay, for me, here's the thing. It's like, because I feel like it was a situation that was never really resolved.
Yeah.
If anything, no, hold on. No, I feel like that was resolved, because the whole thing was, if I'm better than whatever. I feel like that got resolved very quickly.
Okay.
But what was never addressed was, again, to me, it was like the whole disrespect thing. Because I felt like, you can even rap better than me. It's cool. So many people rap better than me. But then don't throw me under the bus when we're working on something. Like, that left me hanging out there. So it was something he never really addressed. And to now, up to now, me, I'm cool.
Yeah.
but it's like the relationship was gone. Like we've never really. I'm not still mad about the bit. Yeah, but yeah.
That's unfortunate. Great moment. Great moment in UG hip hop. Yo, you UG hip hop guys need to pay me, by the way.
But then I feel like it wasn't even a moment. Like for me, it was personal.
Yeah, then unfortunately for us, it's a moment. Like how you feel?
Because I remember people hitting me like, "What's next?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" No, like when because he dropped on Thursday. Like, okay, so what's coming next? I'm like, after what?
Because I'll tell you about the Thursday thing.
Yeah.
Him and I talk. I mean, I talk to all you guys. But you said the thing okay, you said Tuesday. I don't remember. But I'm just like, what the hell is happening? I remember we just stopped the cars in the middle of the road.
I'm laughing because I just realized I didn't answer the first question you asked me about it. The process.
Tell us the process.
But anyway, I was.
I checked his. It wasn't even Instagram. He went and checked his Facebook. He took pictures with Kenzo's. I'm alright.
Man. And it was all you guys' fault.
Please.
Because listen, so after the show airs, people are going crazy. Like, Tucker, what are you gonna do? I'm like, about what? I am cool. I know I'm better than cool.
Wait.
I don't have anything.
Wait.
Yeah.
Which people? Which people?
No, industry people.
Okay.
Industry people. Yeah.
Rap
So
Saturday.
So what happens is I switch off my phone. I go dark. Sunday, I go studio. I'm by myself, chilling. Whoa.
Which studio?
Talent. I think it was Bugolobi by then, so it was just like Stone.
He acted surprised when
No, he didn't. He didn't
okay.
Because by then, we were moving. We're in the middle of moving from Bugolobi to Nakasero.
Okay.
That was the month. I think January. Yeah.
Okay.
So even then, Benny's like, you have to say something, and I'm like, this is a sign. I have no studio. Where am I gonna record? God is just telling me chill.
You guys made my show pop.
Right?
Thank you.
So all of Sunday, I'm cool. I'm getting calls from some rappers. Like, what are you gonna do? Yeah. I'm like, about what? Yeah, that sounds like I'm like, guys, I have nothing. Yeah. Leave me alone. Yeah. Monday morning is when I get a text from Benny. It's like 4 a.m. Just sends me the Black Monday audio. Says nothing. Just sends me the audio and goes off. So I'm listening to it and I'm like, my guy, what are you doing? You were not they didn't mention your name. They didn't say anything about. What are you doing? He's like, yeah, I figured you're not going to say anything. So I'll speak up for the rest of us. I'm like, okay, when
you guys have different code.
I'm like, no. Listen, he was at office the previous week. We were cool. So it's 4 a.m. I'm asking Benny, when is this dropping? Like at 7 in the morning on Monday. I'm like, oh my God.
You guys are going to be in traffic.
This is
downloading of this track.
This is crazy. But even then, I'm not so convinced. I'm like, my man, do your thing. Yeah. It's not until it dropped. Then I see the energy. Now people are like, now Tucker, you have to. Yeah. You have to respond. I'm like, guys, I have no studio. Oh. I go right at studio. I'm writing on I had a desktop by then. Yeah. Omeme does its thing. This is like Monday midday, and I'm telling Benny all these things. I'm like, there has to be something. Yeah, they're telling me not to do this. It's like I'm there from like the whole Monday. There was no power, so I go home. Like the verse, I had 8 bars on Monday. Mm-hmm. Go home. I get a call Tuesday morning. I'm like, so this is severe. Benny told me you're looking for where to record. I'm like, record what?
I told you Severe has to be involved.
I
told you Severe has to be involved. I said it, man.
Severe is the guy, man.
I wasn't even there, but I knew it.
Severe is the homie. Shout out to Severe.
Severe is the fucking hell, man.
So, and this is something people don't know. So many people don't know. Calm Before the Storm was recorded by Isaiah.
Yo, you guys, what?
So that's the thing.
So you went to Tinder.
Yeah, Severe calls me. He's like, I heard you don't have where to record. So today is a public holiday, whatever. Isaiah told me he's at the joint, so pass by whenever. I'm like, guys, I have 8 bars. They're like, well, now the guy's killed his whole day for you, so
Figure it out.
he's waiting for you. And this is like 10 a.m. So that's when it was like, now you need to get this done. So from like, I think 10 to midday,
You're writing your verse.
I'm finishing the whole thing. Write the whole thing, leave Bugolobi, go to Nintendo, record. And I think at 2 p.m., that's when I got done recording. So I get that demo. No. Right there is when I sent it to you guys. That's when I created that group, 2 p.m.
This guy created a group, bro. We are on our own mission. Snipers are on the loose. This nigga sent a thing and we were like, so we plug in the whip. And we're like, what the hell? Just, first of all, also I think because of Monday, I don't know what had happened that weekend. So Monday we hadn't even had Benny's. Right? So I'm like, huh? I'm trying to contact you, that thing. We're talking to Sam is like, I don't know. So we get online and then he's like, oh no, there's this other song from Benny. We're like, what? So I said, oh, this is from my show, guys. This is from my show.
Yeah.
No, but I think that relationship needs to be fixed. Because I'll tell you what. No, I'll tell you what. I think you guys are very important, right? And by you guys, I mean the whole team, like you, Bizak,
Code, yeah.
Severe, whatever.
Even
all that energy, it needs to be squashed. It needs to be fixed because the moment people like myself and Navio and us guys remove ourselves from this shit, it's going to be you guys, and I think you guys are needed as a united front. Unfortunately, like you guys can feel however you feel, but it has to be fixed. It's the same reason like our stuff with Ababaluko or whatever got fixed because the unity, that strength in numbers thing is so crucial. It's just necessary.
Yeah.
You know, so I we'll figure it out, but then we'll figure it out. Anyway, let's leave that moment because wow, great moment. You're welcome, by the way. You're welcome, guys. Thank you. I'm here for a long time.
Shout out Cream.
DJ Cream. Cream almost got some other guys in trouble again. Anyway, I'll talk to Cream on his own. Let's talk awards. You have been awarded like constantly, you know. Even this year's awarded constantly. How do you feel about that? Because also your music is not it's when we talk thick, it's not commercially accessible. It's accessible,
yeah.
But then to your fan base, how do you feel about that? Because clearly it means that the people who support you are voting for you and everything. How do you feel about that stuff?
It's something I always think about every few days because last Thursday, throwback. Yeah. It's just one of those things you. Shout out Ellen.
But look at him not taking pictures.
Undisputed.
Look at him not taking pictures. He's on his phone texting girls. But then let's go to.
It's definitely something to be grateful for because. People don't understand, man. As a rapper, when you're stepping into this space of this thing we do, it really takes a lot of guts. Because
also if you're not compromising, you know.
I feel like for most people that's the entry point.
Yeah.
It's like where you have to prove that you kind of actually rap. Yeah. But then that goes away. It goes away so quickly. People are like, okay, yeah, now you can rap. Now, exactly. Yeah. So it's like that other space is something I was hesitant to like jump into, even with the projects, because I always felt like it's easy to do like a mixtape or a freestyle, but then how do you?
I did the week of September Rain Volume 1, and I had got ready with September 2. Not most of it, but like some of the songs on the week of September were going to be September Rain 2. And now he was like, absolutely not. I said, why? He's like, because you can do that any day.
Yeah.
But we need to know that you can do
this as well
thing, you know. So, yeah. But sorry.
So it's like what happened with that is like those who have been following my journey can sense there's has been some hesitancy, some bit of frustration here and there, but then it's
with who?
no, with just myself and the expectations I have for myself. Because wait, where was I going at?
You keep drinking. You keep drinking.
Cheers.
Hey, cheers. Silly, brother. Hey, don't go over here.
No, I was saying with the awards, it's just one of those things to be grateful for, because as much as I feel like I have slowed down in terms of like the releases and how much attention I try to pay to like the tiny details, but it's so refreshing to know that that's still being recognized. Like, yes, there's a slow pace somewhere, but then
it's not like a slow pace. I always tell guys like, because there was the guys Santos and all these guys. I miss this era of UG hip hop, and I said, yeah, but that's when you guys were getting stuff for free. People didn't know their value. Now rappers know their value. People know, I want to be affiliated with this brand. I want this many shows. I want this much. So when that happens, unfortunately, we have to take away the freebies. Although I'm getting right back to it, I'm going to give the
and even then, it's not really about them knowing their value, but we're trying to move more as a product. Exactly. We're trying to move as the other guys. The brand. That takes a bit more time. It's not just release and drop a freestyle on SoundCloud every.
So, but then also you have, while you're receiving this here in East Africa, continentally, our guys, Creative Hip Hop. Shout out,
Paper Man.
Yo, he puts you constantly in this top 20 list of African hip hop acts, and the reason I like them, the reason I like Creative Hip Hop is, for them it's hey, we want raps, like forget whatever else is happening, which is great with whatever else is happening, but what do the raps sound like? I always felt like when it comes to what the rap sounds like, me and him have so many arguments whenever we chat. What the rap sound like, East Africans have that in a chokehold. That's why when I open that list every year, I'm not surprised when I see you there. When I see Benny Black, when I see Calligraph, like people who just rap their ass off. How does that feel for you now, being recognized on a continental level, but then also his brand is global? How does that feel for you? What more do you feel like you need to do?
To create some conflict. I'm saying it creates some conflict, of course, because as a rapper, you're always, you want to rap. As a rapper that wants to rap, it's like, let's do this. But then you have to like rein yourself in, and you're like, yes, as much as I can do this, I have to provide that whole balance we're talking about. I was having a conversation with someone yesterday, like, this commercial line, we're still teetering it. We want more from you, because with the efforts we've seen, they're talking about like Chai. Like when we listen to a song like Chai, you can do it. Yeah. But then it's like you have
switched up majorly. I never thought I'd hear TUCKER like that. What inspired it? Is it which is what I want to talk about, your collaborations, your constant collaboration. You have Blizzard, you have Martha Smalls, you have Ninja C. We had Ninja C, and she was talking about you guys might even release an EP. Like, how did that happen? Because like, I keep trying to get out of it. I just want to give you a nice 16, maybe 2, maybe 3. And ride out in the sunset.
Why are you lying on camera?
What?
On your own show?
How
I'm trying to get out of it.
I'm trying to get out of it.
You're one of the people that do it well here amongst the rappers. Like,
I'm trying to get out of it. I'm trying to get out of rap.
You want to sing now?
No, I'm trying to get out of rap.
Okay.
Generally, recording and everything. I want to go and get women pregnant.
The cameras are rolling. Cameras are rolling, right?
Whoops. Woman pregnant. No, but you're on collaborating. It's like no. Is that what? How did that start happening for you? I know Benny Black. He talked to me before Blizzard, before he left.
Mm.
Me and him had a conversation, and he had the song Magic. Was it Magic? Where he did the French
Music. La 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 la. Yeah.
I have a song I'm working on called Magic with him. The music song, and he was so conflicted about releasing it. I said, it's actually a good song. Like I wouldn't feel bad if it's a good song.
But then you know why he was conflicted.
Yeah,
because by then we were in that rapper zone. Like, yeah, where's the...
So that's why I'm asking you, how did that happen for you to remove yourself from it and now tap into these melodies? And, like, there's some songs I hear you singing and I'm like, did he sing for 8 bars and then give a quick 8 bar and get the hell out of the building? Like, what happened? What made you start doing that?
I feel like I've always been doing it, even when I started rapping, because... There is, you remember With Me by MK? This is like 2011. That's the first chorus I actually sang. But I would credit it more to being in Airport Taxi, because it gave me that perspective of, yeah, you can rap, but we need a hook on this, and we're not even gonna let you do it because Martha's there. Like she writes better than you, she sings better than you. So what are you gonna do? So it put me in that space where I had to start thinking past the bars, yeah. And
do you feel like? Because us guys, like every time, I mean, even my song, some of my songs, I don't perform them because it's like I get smashed for doing those songs. Do you feel like have people allowed you, your core fan base, which is one Tucker who raps, have they allowed you to carry on and do these melodies? Are like, okay, cool, we'll listen to Samandari, we'll listen to Chai because we know we have all these other songs. Have they allowed you to progress, to grow?
See, I used to think they had to. I think that was one of the problems. I used to think they had to until I realized, like, no. If someone wants Burn, they'll listen to Burn. Yeah. But then the people who like you for Samandari will like you for Samandari. So those are two separate audiences. Stop trying to group them together. Unfortunately, some of the fans work like that. They want you to make the same song over and over. Like, it's not the same tone of Week of September. Like, Week of September is like so many years ago. He can't be the same. He can't be the same person. He can't be the same person. So it really was just a fight with me, just being cool, being like, you might like it or not, but there'll be people who regard this as if it's done well. It's
we have a friend in common, Chloe.
Yeah.
Chloe Daphne. She has a question for you.
Hey.
What marketing plans do you have for 2022? What are you going to do differently to ensure the extension of your brand and work? And how has it been creating and releasing music in a pandemic, and how have you benefited, bro? Yes.
Woo! I'll start with the last one about the pandemic, because
how has that been? Because like I was done like until LNF and Felix. How has that been? How have you been writing?
It was a very, you see, with the I'm someone who enjoys solitude. Like, it's amazing.
Except solitude is different when in this case, because
you have excess of it.
Well, there's that, but then also you don't have outlets.
Yeah.
Right. So you see, I was last year I was cool. When I figured it out, I was like, oh, okay, great. But then this year I was like, damn, I need to see more. So I don't think I've written like as much as I write. Like every year I have an album worth of writtens. Right. This year it's probably like 5 songs. So but then there's that outlet that we still need. We don't have night time. We don't have after 7 p.m. So how does Tucker after 7 p.m. how do you get into your groove and get your shit off? How do you do that?
like I said, man, for me with the whole solitude thing, with the whole lockdown and the challenges that came with it, I feel like because there was excess of it, it kind of affected like my approach with everything. So I probably fall in the same boat with the writing. Although one of the things it did is it gave me time to perfect graphic design. I've been doing a lot of graphic design stuff, like learning After Effects and lyric videos and motion graphics, so stuff like that. And that's one of the ways I intend to like push my stuff forward. Although we release open time, like right in the middle of the pandemic.
But open time was ready.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, you guys actually were recording in the thing.
We were recording. We're always recording, but we were kind of chill about it.
Yeah.
We decided, like, I think the week of lockdown, like, okay, let's put open time together, and then 1-2 days, Sam is like, oh, so I can't access studio.
Yeah, that was also what limited my album, because remember it was supposed to be end of March.
Sam is like, I can't access studio. So March goes by.
Sunday.
April goes.
Then Monday they shut down. Yeah. And I was supposed to be here. Sam and I were supposed to be here Wednesday shooting promo stuff for the album.
Sam had to make a makeshift studio. I was surprised.
Yeah.
They put up a makeshift studio at home.
Yeah.
Finish up open time. Yeah. But even then, it's like, okay, so now you have the music. How are you gonna move it? And that's when I got this idea where made some developments on my website so people could like purchase it directly using mobile money. And it's something I was proud of because I noticed that the changes it made and like how effective it was. It was very spot on. I could see each and every person, get your details from. I know everyone who purchased that project. Yeah, and which is
dope because that means you have a database.
You have a database, and it gives you like it's more compared to the whole streaming thing where it's like they just give you a bunch of numbers, but you don't know who
the person, where they are. How they keep. I mean, my guy Joe Budden keeps talking about this information is being kept, and you guys think he's a madman, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. So yes, so for you, creating the pandemic was easier.
Kind of. Yeah. It helped me focus on some spots. I've been shooting some more videos as well. That's another place that's been lacking.
When are they
dropping? Nobody dropped. I dropped Nobody with J Watts. I think in May. I haven't.
That you were teasing, then you got sick, then it hasn't dropped. What's that?
Corporations, man. Corporations. We keep trying to make these big moves, and God has other plans. But there's another video dropping this month for Mind Games. I feel like I just want to get that out of the way. But the plan, basically, for 2022 is to be more out there visually as a visual brand because the music is always going to be on point. But then get out there more. Let people be more familiar with the face.
Performing and
yes.
So does that answer the first question, which is how do you ensure to make people get familiar with the brand? How are you going to ensure that people get familiar with your brand? Yeah,
pretty much. For someone who prefers solitude, you have to be out there more.
People don't understand. Yo, so the album. Can we talk about the album? You had teased. I mean, I'm going to talk about our conversations away from public.
Yeah, sure.
Because I need this these questions to be answered. So last year, before the lockdown, so this is January, February, you're like, hey, so we're releasing a song every month. That's
yes.
The album.
I think it was.
The pandemic happened, so you guys, like you said, you adjusted and released Open Time. But that's last year.
Yes.
So now here we are, 2021, tail end. What's happening with the album? What's happening with the album? We're in the studio, you're recording.
You see,
no.
I feel like no. Listen, yeah.
The rapper starts with you see, you don't see.
This was.
You don't see.
There's this formula I'm working with where I keep listening to the album and hearing this track I don't like off it, right? And then I'm like, what do you mean? And then that's the thing. I have this team I work with, and every time I tell them there's this song I don't like off the album, their solution is like, if you don't like it, you release it. Right?
Okay, so
And
Mind Games.
yes,
J-Watt.
Mind Games is the J-Watt song, Lily. Like, there's like a slew of them,
But I told you there was like a point in Lily where that bitch looked like.
and I keep releasing them. Everyone is like, "This is fire! This is fire!" I'm like, but then I don't.
Your team might be J. Cole's team.
No.
His first album.
Oh.
J. Cole's team was the first album. They didn't believe Who That was a single. So that's why he was like, okay, then he did work that. Like that.
That was ballsy though. I didn't think who that was a single until like
I thought it was a great single for him, especially now. Like that's the guy.
No, it was like in hindsight, like you see, it's him.
Yeah.
It was really
but
him.
If you're familiar with his music,
Yeah.
then Who That makes sense as a single.
Yeah, but you know, with singles, you try to like pander to a new audience, and but yeah, man. To be honest, oh wow.
Because we had arguments about the single. I was like, there was just a no single. Okay, no single.
But yeah, album. We're now looking at next year. To be honest with you guys, we're looking at next year, not early next year, because there's some stuff I had planned. There's some stuff I really need to get out of the way first. Yeah. But music wise, it's always on the go.
So okay, can you tell us which songs are definite? Not songs. Which collaborations are definitely on the album? Apart from Martha.
Can't do that.
Okay.
Can't do that.
Let me get to my question. I talked to So Severe. And So Severe said, last single off the album, deadline approaching in 2 weeks. Which out-the-box Luganda collaboration would you be down for and why? A. David Lutalo. B. Sophie Gombia.
Sophie Gombia, huh?
C. Rema Namakula. Who? Tell us and why.
It said David Lutalo, Sophie Gombia, and Rema Namakula. What? This is so random. Because yeah, I think for what we're doing, yes, for this album, this debut body of work, it's nah, can't do that either. But this is Rema. It's Rema. This is easy with Rema because.
Talk to the people you're talking to. You guys are like same.
Okay, because I feel like with the names mentioned, one Rema would appeal to a wider base. I feel like Rema. Oh no, that's different. And it has its own loyal audience, man. It has its own super loyal audience, but I feel like Rema gives you the balance. Rema has the ability to capture that audience as well as what people might term the urban or. So Rema has that ability, and the more I think about what's on the album, yes, it fits Rema more. Yes.
So now your album is pop. Also, what's the most difficult bit about Luganda Luzungu writing process, and how did you navigate it to deliver hard-hitting verses you effortlessly flow through? That's from Sevilla as well. This nigga wants to take my job.
Man.
He's asking the right questions.
I really don't. I think it's just an experience kind of thing.
Yeah,
because
initially I knew you could rap in Luganda, but I was like, yeah, but then the redefinitions, I was like, oh, okay, oh, you can rap like that in Luganda. I think the redefinitions verse was the verse. Like every other verse that you had written before that was all right, Me as a Muganda who understands Luganda, who understands lyricism, who understands English, that redefinitions verse, that was the verse. That verse was like, sure. But then, how did that happen? And then now we're here. Now Tucker can spar with the best of them with Luganda. Like, how did that happen? How do you navigate also those difficulties? That's what he's asking. How do you navigate those difficulties?
You mentioned redefinitions, and I feel like that was so much at the beginning.
Yes.
And like where I was really just
so it's the one that
grasping at straws.
Everything else is you're just perfecting what you did on redefinition.
Yeah, pretty much. Because I felt like I could always do it.
Yeah.
But then I was always nervous about how it would be received. Because I'm fluent in Luganda, but then rapping is another thing. And then you have the Nelly States who do really well. Yeah. So you're kind of nervous about how it's going to be received. But like, I don't really see a challenge. The challenge comes with the fact that I've been rapping in English for a while, and I do it considerably well, and then now you have to add this Luganda 4 that, not so many people have heard you rap, and you're not sure it will compromise how great the whole verse sounds, but it's really just a matter of going out there on the limb and risking it. It's really just risking it, but they're all the same to me. It's all just expression.
It's just expression. Yeah, so I have to ask this: when you're writing the music, do you say, let me leave with Luganda here, or let me leave with English? How is it for you? Because like we have the same thing, right? There are times when I'm like, yo, how do you? And I'm like, forget it. I'll just get it. So how do you figure out how you're going to navigate your verse? Like, I give you a present a beat to you right now. Like, on my album, I said, no, I want this. That's different. Other times I just send you songs and you just send me whatever you said, right? So how was it? Because you also heard it and I said I wanted a full Luganda verse. You said, I'm going to give you a verse. Luganda. So it's like, so how do you write? What's your writing process like?
Normally, I don't know if people pay attention to the structure. It's I like to grow into a verse. So it's like there's some songs where I start like singing. I sing a 2-bar, and then no, it hasn't. You guys have just heard it now, but like it has been going on for a while. But I feel like it's the same approach with the Luganda. It's like I feel like when you start with the like 2 Luganda bars, because people already know if TUCKER HD is on a verse, they've been hearing him for. So it's like you surprise them with a 2 or 4, and then you slowly go back to the English and everything. But it all really depends on how I'm feeling. But I feel like an intro with Luganda it's a stronger way to start a verse because you capture the attention.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I have a question, right? You're a hip hop guy. You've been seeing the whole Mount Rushmore this, Mount Rushmore that. So I thought about it and I was like, yo, F a Mount Rushmore. We're in UG. We have the 7 Hills.
Yep. Oh, that's a nice one. Oh, hey. I never thought of that. That's fire. Fire.
Oh. We have the 7 Hills. So, your 7 Hills, the same guys you beef with, leave us guys alone. Leave me, leave Lyrical, leave Navio, leave us guys. Your 7 Hills, we know you have Rubaga, right? Unless you don't want yourself in there.
Wait, in what way? Like
in the 7 Hills.
Yeah.
Rubaga is yours, right? Is Rubaga yours? Okay. Is Rubaga yours or is it Big Trills? Who is on your 7 Hills? If we're talking the 7 Hills of UG hip hop.
Okay.
Who are those artists? It doesn't matter.
Wait.
No, don't I know what's happening in your head right now. You're like, what are the 7 Hills?
I know the hills. I know the hills. I just don't know where the rappers are from.
No, so I'm just saying, don't do that.
Okay.
Just who are your 7 Hills?
Okay.
Who's on Tucker's 7 Hills of UG hip hop? you must see, you must hear. If someone is coming to Uganda and you're like, yo, these are 7 rappers you must listen to.
But you guys are excluding yourselves.
Yeah, no, because this is not you guys. You guys tell us. Leave us. Us guys were not 7 hills. We're like,
leave us.
We're like, hey, we're Uganda. So, leave, like I'm saying, leave lyrical. Leave us guys who have already done, we've done what we've done. What are you guys who are doing your thing? Who are you putting in that list?
This is actually a very easy list.
Okay, let's go.
I guess, because Rubag, I'm here, of course. That makes the list even easier.
Okay, so now 6.
Is Nelly said excluded because of course I had to confirm. I would have Nelly said on there. Definitely people need to listen. Okay. Does Trill make the list?
You tell me your list, my brother.
No. This is the thing.
Trill obviously.
Here's why I'm asking though.
GNL is it? You know what I'm saying? Like Trill, Munji, that's you guys. I'm saying those are you guys. That's you guys. Okay,
so you said GNL is not on the list.
GNL is with us.
Okay. Alright, sure.
GNL is with us guys, man. Our work here is done.
Okay, my list would have Nelly said. My list would have Trill.
So this
my list would have
it's you, Nelly said, Trill. 4 more.
My list would have Benny.
Blizzak.
My list would have Blizzak putting in the work. I'm on there, right?
Yes.
So that's 4, yeah. There's 7 hills, yeah.
He said it was easy. Let's go. 3 more. It's tricky.
No, it's not. This is easy. Lagoom is on there.
Okay.
Lagoom is on there.
Okay. 2 more.
2 more.
I know 2 on Tucker's 7 Hills of Uganda you must listen to. Let's go.
That's where it starts to get a little tricky.
There you go.
Oh. Brain freeze, man. Let me see, man.
You can be politically correct and be like Tushi Polo, Rachel Ray. Or you can be like Ways Play, Ways Big Ben.
Ways,
you know what I'm saying? Ways Code.
Talking about 7 hills, man.
Come on, man.
This is no disrespect. Those all dope people. We're talking about 7 hills.
Exactly.
7
that you must go to. You must listen to. Like
I'm gonna do this. I'm going to do this while looking straight into the camera.
Which camera is this camera?
All of them.
You look into this one. He's saying all of them.
Tushi, please release the music. Tushi is on there. I'm putting Tushi on there.
Okay, perfect. That's 6.
That's 6.
Who's 7?
7. Malex.
Whoa.
Oh, Bijamano, no.
You keep his EP. Look at this nigga looking at vapes, man.
7. J Watts.
I feel like, so you put J Watts over Big Ben? He's saying over Code?
Yes, I would. Because he has that thing. The commercial thing. There's that line he walks better than me that I want to. Yes. So
Blizzak, Tucker, Lagoom, Tushi, Watts.
Who else is on there? I put Big Trill on there.
Trill.
There's Trill and Lagoom.
Nelly Sade. I said Lagoom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
So it's Blizzak, it's Tucker, it's Lagoom, it's Tushi, it's J Watts, it's Big Trill, it's Nelly Sade. So
yes.
No room for Judas rap knowledge. No, because he's a damn movement to his own account. No room for Rachel Ray.
I feel like yes. but I feel like of all the names mentioned, like they've been here for a while longer.
Tucci Polly, you have to remember, Tucci Polly has been there for a minute, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like, again, Rachel Ray, and this is not even disrespect to like Big Ben and Play One, have been around for long as well. But that's why I feel like with Rachel Ray, that's why I want to see a bit more. I want to see like 2 more years of that and
but
see
Rachel Ray has been
where
getting busy for as long as Big Ben. And she has transitioned because she was like rapidy rapper, you know, and now we see her transition into this black girl fly.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll talk later and let them come for you. Tell you move.
Ah, man.
So I remember back in the day, the first time I interviewed you and Martha Smalls on my show. I remember you had it in one of your raps somewhere. You said something about your grandma had seen you guys on TV and she was like, yo, she was proud of you and whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, these things, people don't understand how these things matter. Because parents, it's one thing. The judge to see this, bro, y'all don't understand. But I wanted to chat with that in mind, you know, because for me that's where we start, right? With that in mind, and now where you are, Blizzak had a question for you. He said, when it's all said and done, 75 years or 100 years, whenever you decide to, whatever, quit, and not just rap, but just in life in general, what do you want your legacy to be about? The Tucker HD, the Tucker legacy, what do you want it to be about? When it's all said and done.
That's a heavy question.
Yeah.
It's a heavy question, but for me, my legacy, I feel like I'm one of those weird, you know, people who create art. There's some weird thing where we get given an abundance of it. Now, like, I'm a kid who grew up, like, my first love was football. I was supposed to be in an academy somewhere playing football, and when that didn't work out, that's how I discovered my love for music. And I just so happened to do it considerably well. So what I would want my legacy to be would mostly be centered around just doing what I am known to do to the best of my ability. You'll be like, he rapped and he did it well.
Yeah. No other distractions. The man came in, did his thing.
He did his thing, because I feel like when you expand it to life, it can end so many other ways, and we have there's so many thoughts and so many things we would wish to happen that we really have no control over. Yeah. But what you have as a gift is the only thing you're in control of. Even when you make a song, it might be, Gets was having a conversation with someone where most times someone hears a song and is like, that's my best, the Mith song. Yeah. Right? And me as an artist, I'll be like, this is dope. Yeah, but creatively, I can write, I have written better than this so many times. My best song, I'm like, right? So it's like, you as you, when it goes back down to the core, it goes back to, did you do what you can do as possibly well as you could? That's what I want for my legacy. It's
I came in, I did what I was supposed to do.
I came in, I rapped. I feel like that etches out everything, regardless of how it was received, regardless of, because there's so many things at play. There's so many things that contribute to success or to life in general. Yeah. We plan albums, lockdown happens, nothing happens. Your album is there, but just Sam can't go to studio, and it's a fact. So it's like, my legacy and my life, it is really just gone down to just doing what I can do as best as I possibly can.
Yep. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Tucker, for joining us. This is the TheSoUgPodcast. We're here at Talent Africa. Enjoy you. Peace and love. We're out of here.
Pleasure, man.
It's in the way I talk. So UG. From my head to my feet. So UG. What you get is what you see. So UG.